The second stage in the Tour de Suisse was an uphill individual time trial from the heart of cycling in Aigle to Villars-sur-Hollon. And that's the same finish town as yesterday's stage. There are two intermediate time checks, one at 5.2 kilometers and one at 12.5 kilometers. And the real climbing starts just after the first time check, with gradients up to 11%, but with an average of 8.2%. So today's time trial was also a tactical one of what bike you should choose. After Becky Story being on the hot seat for the fastest time, it's time for the top 10 riders to start, with New Zealander Kim Katsov starting her race. She is 11th on the first time check, then moves up to 2nd on the second time check and has a great last climb, finishing in 40 minutes and 13 seconds. Then Italian champion Elisa Longoborghini leaves the start ramp. The Italian time trial specialist has a steady pace, beating Katsov in the first time check, and has a great steady pace that brings her all the way up to the top in 40 minutes and 5 seconds. And that is 8 seconds faster than the tall New Zealander. The last rider to start is GC leader Demi Vollering, who is losing 17 seconds on the first intermediate, then 23 seconds on the second intermediate time check. But Vollering is a fighter and a fierce climber. Elisa Longoborghini had a steady pace, but the Dutch rider knows what it is to pace herself. And she learned from the best, Anna van der Breggen, who coaches her in the car behind her. Then, on the final stretch, she accelerates like no one else can do, then sprints towards the finish line with the yellow leader jersey firmly secured around her shoulders. And Demi Vollering finishes in 39 minutes and 47 seconds. That is almost 18 seconds faster than Elisa Longoborghini. Kim Katsov is 25 seconds behind the Dutch champion in third position. Gaia Realini loses some time and finishes 6th, just after Juliette Labousse and Kasia Niewiadoma.
Demi Vollering, congrats, it's you again. How was your race? What can you say about it? It was a great finish.
Yeah, it was a really hard climb, and it was just really hard. And then in the intermediate times I saw I was only 4th. But that was actually also the part where I really wanted to push the limits. I know I can do the last part, really empty myself completely. So yeah, that was what I did. And luckily it was enough for the first place, and even I gained some time. So I'm really happy with that.
And it's another big step for winning the GC with the shape you are showing. You seem to be unbeatable at this tour.
Yes, I feel good, and I know it's also not my peak time, but actually I'm surprised with my shape. I'm really happy with that, so I hope I can even continue this for my biggest goals a little bit later in the season.
So no big changes in GC, and with her win, Demi Vollering remains leader in the general classifications. Elisa Longoborghini moves up to 2nd, just ahead of her teammate Realini. And with a solid performance, Kim Katsov is now 4th. And tomorrow the Tour de Suisse is set for stage 3 in the Austrian Champagne region.